Hello, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackblade, and today we're diving into some Satisfactory. Specifically, we will be talking about the 5 biggest mistakes that people do when they're building their railway networks. And I really want to be clear, and I want to emphasize what I deem as mistakes when you're playing. It's not like style, it's not anything like that. These are things that, in my opinion and in my experience, people do, including myself, that ruins the experience and makes the game less enjoyable. That's what I've based this on. So I'm not coming after whether or not you just want to build like, let's game it out, or if you take the time and energy the way that, for example, like Total Eclipse does when he builds his stuff. I'm not going after any of that. You build and play the way you want. I am only trying to increase your enjoyment and provide some inspiration. If that's not the case here, you can move on, watch a different video. So the first mistake that we will be looking at is perfection or perfectionism in its toxic application. And the big one that happens more than any other time, I would say, is when we have a how do I put this? Like, you are crippled by your need for perfection, right? So what you need to make a railway station work, for example, is the railway station. There's no extra visual elements needed for a railway station to function. And I think that so many people are obsessed with the idea that they have to make a good looking factory before they need to make a functional factory. And the same goes for when you're building something like a railway. If you have no world railway, no worldwide logistics or anything like that, you know what? You don't have what you need to criticize. Okay? Once you have built it, then you can go like, yeah, I don't like that shape, I don't like that visual, I don't like XYZ. But start very, very, how do I put this? Simple, right? All you need to do to build a railway is the railway, right? And you can build that up on top of something like this, or you can build that down on the ground, no problem. Like, this is still a railway. That's perfectly fine. You can start from there, or if you plan on having something more significant later on, you can do something like this, where you grab your and have your foundations out, and then you can build. You can zoom out a little bit, and then you can put your railway, and this is enough. And then you can detail after the fact and do a detailing run when you feel like it. After you have a railway that actually works, you can add your visuals. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I have created a blueprint. I don't know why that's there. That shouldn't be there. I have created a blueprint like this. Oh, I don't know why I'm going in there. I could use this. I can eyedrop it like that. And I can just place this down anywhere I want to. And I can just build my railway on top of this. That's all I need. And I can just dot those around the landscape, and I can add any extra detailing that I want after the fact. That is the most important bit to actually get your railway network built. If it's not built, you got nothing. If it is built, you have something to improve upon. So start with that. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is entirely beholden to you trying to build out your future-proof, I never have to improve upon this, is finished when I've built this kind of approach to the process for you. And all that's gonna do is create distress. because you don't necessarily know exactly what you're gonna need it for. So what you should be doing is instead just leave yourself space so that when you need to, you can build connections between two different factories. And when you have built your like two different factories and made them work, then what you need to do is essentially make sure that your places have space that you can expand upon later down the line. If you haven't done that, that's really something you should get to. And instead of spending like 30 hours plus trying to make something work that you might not be happy with in the end. And that's super, super important for your sanity and for you to not burn out. Because this is one of the big quit points for people. Oh, that's the wrong. This is one of the big quit points for people in Satisfactory, is when they get to the point where they feel like, okay, I need to build my railway now to progress. It's that they basically don't just build the little bit of railway they need. They try to build all the railway they will ever need, thinking that that's somehow just not going to crash them spending 30 hours not progressing the game. And that's, yeah, it makes no sense trying to achieve that. What you should be doing is like make that one bit of railway you need to make your factories communicate, and then move on and keep expanding on that as time goes on. Ultimately, what you will have in the end is a worldwide railway network. The only reason why I'm currently building this is because I need thousands of ore brought into this factory. But because I am expanding this, in the future, I can then connect to it and expand on it. I'm not trying to build all of the railway that I will ever need. Mistake number 3 is quite simple, and I'm gonna drive this home every single time I make a video like this. Don't compare to the people who are able to spend dozens or hundreds of hours per week, per month on this. You have to look at what time you can spend. Let me put it like this. The world you are seeing gameplay from in the background here is literally almost 500 hours in the works, and there is no way that you can just expect to have built that much in like 50 hours time. It makes no sense. Like you have to give yourself the leeway and the compassion to understand what your capacity for building and playing is. Ultimately, with the goal, like if you are starting to feel burnt out, if you start feeling like I have to play Satisfactory, not I want to play Satisfactory, you are doing something wrong. And I can bet you it's going to partly be because you're looking at other people's play styles and what they're able to achieve, and you're like, oh, it's because I'm not good at the game unless I build that much, or I'm that good. So, to avoid that, don't compare yourself, especially not to content creators who can spend full time, who get paid for doing this kind of stuff. That makes no logical sense, and what you need to do is take a good long hard look at how much time do you have to spend every week on your hobby, because that's what it is. And if you can't reconcile that, you might need to take a break from gaming altogether to figure out your priorities so that your life functions. Like, honestly, like, I know that a lot of people do play games and everything to de-stress and decompress, and I am one of those people, or at least I was until I started working with it. But fact of the matter is, if you come home and you get more stressed out from playing the games you play, you're playing the wrong games, man. Mistake number 4 is that people tend to get stuck in the demand for progression in the game. Oh, I need to build that new factory, I need to get the numbers up, I need to send the space elevator, I need to unlock XYZ, I need to finish the game, I need to, like, there's a million different I need to. The fact of the matter is that if you like building railways and that's a fun thing to you, then that's the only thing that you actually need to do. You don't need to actually force yourself to try and send those space elevator parts until you feel like it. I have a supporter called Let's Build who spent 80 plus hours on a single coal power plant, and he loved it. That is exactly what you should be doing too. Find something, or find the thing that you love about the game. If it's not building railways, then why are you building railways? There are other ways of moving things around. Make belt buses, whatever it is. Play the game, or find the way to play the game that actually gives you the enjoyment. That means that you don't just go, nope, I'm done with this, I'm just gonna drop it, or I'm gonna start a new world, or whatever it is. The best thing you can do is figure out what that is and drive for it, and that's all you can do. Mistake number 5. You can't do everything. If you feel like building, this is too much for you to do today, it is okay to take a break. It's okay to start a different project and come back to this later on. It's even okay to play a different game and then come back to Satisfactory in a couple of months. It's not going anywhere. Like, it's your game. You can go back and you can play it later. It's okay. It's not gonna run. And the friends that you played with or whatever, I bet if you ask them, they're gonna be fine with you taking a break. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna still be here when you get back. Hey, I still switch between different games. I've been spending 400 hours in Path of Exile too, because I've been having a great time there. But I'm also aware that in the end, Satisfactory is my game. I love this game, and I can always come back to it. Don't be afraid to do that. Pushing hard can kill your love for the game permanently, and that feels like an unnecessary thing to do. With that said, I have a 6th tip for you guys. Tip number 6 is you should hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you really want to see more of these kinds of videos, if you want to see proper deep dives, that like the full logistics guide that I did, then I need your support. I need you to go to Patreon and sign up. It's from $1 a month. And with that said, this video is done. And it's, of course, it's sponsored by you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video or in one of the live streams on Fridays and Sundays. Or you can hop over into the Discord and we can have a conversation. Well, either way, love you guys. Thank you so much for this time. Have a great one.